Have you ever wondered why the trigonometric function called tangent shares its exact name with a line that just barely touches a circle? Imagine standing at the center of a clock face and drawing a line outward at a specific angle. That angle is theta, measured starting from the 3 o'clock position on the positive x-axis and sweeping upward. Now picture a circle with a radius of exactly 1 unit, which we call a unit circle. When your angle cuts through the edge of this circle, it lands at a specific point. The coordinates of this point are the cosine of theta for the x value and the sine of theta for the y value. Cosine and sine are just tools that tell you how far across and how far up that point is from the center. Now let us draw a straight line that kisses the outer edge of the circle at that exact point. Without going inside, a line that touches a circle at only one point is called a tangent line, which comes from a Latin word meaning to touch. Extend this vertical tangent line straight down until it hits the horizontal x-axis, creating a closed three-sided shape. This shape is a right triangle, meaning one of its corners is a square 90-degree angle. To understand how the sides of this triangle relate to each other, we use a handy memory tool called soa ka toa. In any right triangle, the tangent of an angle equals the length of the side opposite to the angle divided by the length of the side adjacent to it. In our circle triangle, the adjacent side is the radius of the circle, stretching from the origin to the point of contact. Because this is a unit circle, the length of that radius is exactly 1. When you divide any number by 1, the number stays the exact same. This means the length of the opposite side, which is our vertical tangent line segment, equals the tangent of theta divided by 1. Therefore, the actual physical length of that line segment resting on the x-axis equals the value of tangent of theta. Let us test this with a concrete example where our angle theta is 45 degrees. At 45 degrees, the angle splits the first quadrant right down the middle. The coordinates on the unit circle at 45 degrees are the square root of 2 divided by 2. For both x and y, the tangent of 45 degrees is 1, which you find by dividing the opposite side by the adjacent side, or 1 divided by 1. If you look at our geometric drawing, the vertical tangent line touches the circle at an x-coordinate of 1 and meets the x-axis at 1. The length of that line segment from the circle to the x-axis is indeed 1, matching our calculation perfectly. You might wonder what happens as you make the angle larger and larger, heading toward 90 degrees straight up. As your angle approaches 90 degrees, the tangent line points almost straight up and parallel to the y-axis. Because the line is parallel to the y-axis, it never actually crosses the horizontal x-axis below it. To make them meet, you have to travel farther and farther down the x-axis toward infinity. That is why the tangent of 90 degrees is undefined, because the line segment grows infinitely long before it hits the axis. One common mistake is confusing the slope of the radius line with the length of the tangent line segment. The slope of the radius tells you how steep the angle is, but the tangent value is the actual measured height of that touching line. This geometric construction bridges the gap between algebra and geometry, turning an abstract ratio into a physical measurement you can see. Next time you calculate a tangent, picture that upright line segment standing tall against the edge of the circle. You now know that trigonometry is not just a table of numbers, but a map of real distances drawn right on a circle. Generate your own educational videos for free at eduvids.app.